Great shot. So outfield, they'll need to run. They're not running. What a mix-up. And they only get 1 run. Well, there's a lack of professionalism. Very poor effort by the Sri Lankan batsman. He thought that was 4. They strolled through for a single.
As Bill, you can never assume anything, particularly in one-day cricket. But with the amount of rain here, it was pretty heavy going towards the boundary. Ball running out of energy. So to the batsman, only getting a single.
Danny Morrison continues. That's well played. Kurupu hitting over the infield. This time he gets 4 and he runs hard.
Well, you learn by experience, but there was never any doubt about that one. The short way home. Doesn't mind lifting the ball. Really goes after the bowling. Little outswing there, but no problems. Only 2 men outside the circle. They're both behind the wicket.
Nice thick edge. It's running down the hill. 4 runs. Runs are going to be hard to come by. Boundaries. The outfield very heavy. Brendan Kurupu putting plenty of bat onto the ball.
In conditions like this, as a bowler, perhaps not a bad idea to try and do just a fraction less than what you normally would because of the condition of the ball.
Chatfield being introduced into the attack now. Right arm over the wicket. Good shot. He doesn't mind hitting the ball in the air. It's bouncing down towards the boundary. Will it get there? Only just. Well, that's good aggressive cricket. And they're going to have to get on with it because this is a slow outfield, and the New Zealanders with 5 seamers will be quite difficult to get away.
Kurupu keen to loft the ball into the outfield. It's his 3rd boundary. He's got 19 off just 16 deliveries.
So Stuart Gillespie now being brought into the attack as well. A double change here by the New Zealanders. Hadley is now out of the attack. Always not managed to latch onto that one. Now that wouldn't have been the first time that Hadley had taken a brilliant catch to dismiss one of the Sri Lankan openers. He got a hand to that one. It was flying.
That has come at Richard Hadley like a bullet. He made a great attempt to get that hand on it. It's one of those that either stick or it doesn't. It didn't on that occasion.
In the air, but wide of the fieldsman. Nicely struck there by Kurupu. That may just reach the fence. It does, and what a good shot it is. Boundaries are going to be very hard to come by, and they've got to be firmly struck, and that was.
Kurupu hitting that in the air. The ball bouncing a little higher than he expected, but hitting it through the gap and hitting it hard enough to get to the fence. That's his 4th boundary. He's moved to 24.
Gillespie the bowler. In the air, into the gap and down to the boundary. Well, it's good fun watching him play, that's for sure. 5 fours to him now.
Sri Lanka have got off to a very good start. The idea would be play normal cricket for about 30 overs and then have wickets in hand and attack for the remaining 13 overs. The match being reduced to 43. But Kurupu, he's going to attack right from the start.
A wicket for 52. It's going to be Chatfield to continue. To take up commentary now, Richie Benno and Bill Laurie.
Kurupu batting superbly, 31 off 42 deliveries faced. His partner Mahanama just struggling a bit with the extra bounce and movement.
And that's out. Well, at last, New Zealand have broken through after all those near things. 52 for the loss of 1 wicket. Mahanama goes for 12, 31 to Kurupu, but that is a good stand. There's plenty of movement off the seam from this pitch out there.
Good delivery, the leg cutter, committed forward, got the thin edge, Blaine took the catch, but a great start by Sri Lanka. 1 for 52, but the old veteran, good line and length, finally got an edge. 1 for 52 in the 16th over.
Sanka Gurusinghe, left-hander, brilliant fielder. Good stroke player as well, but he and Aravinda de Silva and Mahanama have been brilliant in the field so far.
It's going to be Martin Snedden, who has recovered from a back injury. And they're off for a quick single. Martin Crowe has hit them, and Gurusinghe is run out for a duck. And he's not too thrilled about it all. Had a big stare at his partner, but that was a very smart piece of work by Martin Crowe.
It's in under difficult conditions too. Let's watch this, the back up. So Gurusinghe out, just hits the top. Martin Crowe slides through. Very awkward conditions underfoot. The second wicket now down for Sri Lanka. 2 for 54.
The in-form Aravinda de Silva comes in at number 4. He's been playing really well in this series. His last 2 digs against New Zealand, he's got a half-century, 51 and 55. And he's got a 43 against Australia. So he's in pretty good form. And he comes in to replace Gurusinghe, who's a little bit out of luck at the moment. And I think that congratulations are in order for umpire Colin Timmins, his first decision in international cricket. And it's a very good one. Gurusinghe just run out by centimetres, but he was proved to be correct. Very good decision for the first one in international cricket. If he keeps up that standard, he'll be well pleased. Col Timmins standing in his first game. Beautifully played. He's a marvellous player of the pull shot, Aravinda de Silva. I doubt that I've seen anyone any better. I've probably seen a few that play it as well, but no one that plays it any better.
He probably rolls over in bed at night playing and replaying this sort of shot because he does it so very well. It's just instinct. If the ball dropped in short, gets in position, cross inside the line and tugs way across the mid-wicket. Delightful shot. He'll be hoping to hit a few more like that in the middle.
You've only got to make a slight mistake, and these two guys will jump right on it and thrash it away. Just like that.
Well, Martin Snedden made the mistake of backing himself there. A little chat to Johnny Wright. Decided to bring up all the fieldsmen inside the circle except for 2, a third man and a deep fine leg. De Silva would have been aware of that. Safety out there in the outfield. A repeat, the same shot played from Gillespie in the previous over. Look at that for footwork. Eye down, rolled the wrists. A beautiful shot, sweetly timed.
This time it's over the top. Just a couple of bounces and it goes into the fence. This is a magnificent partnership we're seeing from these two. Brendan Karupu is on 43. Aravinda de Silva absolutely racing along to 24.
What a range of shots. Seen him square of the wicket. Now high, straight down the ground. No bowler likes getting hit down the ground, particularly like that. A touch of arrogance by the little fella, Aravinda de Silva. And what a strike rate. 22 balls, 24 runs.
That's well hit, off the hand and almost to the skipper. And they'll get a wicket because of the mix-up. Well, that was driven very hard. Snedden managed to get a hand to it, and I guess credit must go to the bowler for that deflection, and that caused the misunderstanding between the two batsmen.
Very well struck. Awkward one. Probably hit him on the knuckle by the thumb. The deflection again favours John Wright. And look where Martin Snedden is, right over the stump. So often we've seen Chatfield and others not in a position to accept the throw for a run out. And that was magnificent cricket by the Kiwis. Sri Lanka have lost their 3rd wicket, score 97.
Arjuna Ranatunga is at the crease now, following the run out of Aravinda de Silva, and I think he has only himself to blame for that run out.
Morrison back into the attack. So that must be out. Is he going to go? Oh, that's a tragedy for Sri Lanka. He's hooked that ball away down to square leg. Patel has come running in, and that's the end of what was quite an exciting innings. Well, one wicket falls so often it's followed by another, and this shot brought about the downfall of one of Sri Lanka's better players.
That's what Sri Lanka didn't want. Ball was slightly short, but there was a fieldsman out there, Patel, right in position for that shot, and that's a pretty good innings by Kurupu. 47 from just 68 deliveries. Sri Lanka lose their 4th wicket for 103.
This is the dismissal of Brendan Kurupu.
Picking out Patel, mid-wicket boundary, and that's really put some pressure now on the captain of the Sri Lankan side, Maragali. He's at the crease.
Oh, he's gone, caught behind, big nick there. So the Sri Lankan captain, Ranjan Murugali, nicking that wide half volley through to Tony Blaine, and that's the end of him. Caught behind. Pretty straightforward catch for Blaine.
That's not a bad delivery either by Danny Morrison. He wasn't going to fall for the trap, drop another one short. He's thrown that one up. It started to swing away. Murugali has chased it, followed it through. Got a big, thick outside edge, and he's on his way back. Sri Lanka have lost their 5th wicket for 111.
There it is. Well, the first bit is Atula, and the second bit is Samasikra. Not easy, is it? He's a right-handed batsman, also bowls medium paces, and he's out there because of this dismissal.
Captain playing at a ball that was moving a little further away outside the off stump. He got a rather thick edge, and he wasn't too happy about getting out. He certainly knew he was out. He realised his job was to remain in the middle with the vice-captain, Ranatunga.
And that'll fly away down towards fine leg. Into the fence. Well, now that's an interesting effort down there. Wouldn't have been too comfortable. There's a little bit of metal running across the bottom. It'll slide over the top of the rope or whatever it is down there. I think that actually forms the boundary down there underneath the screen.
Danny Morrison.
In the air, but wide of the fieldsman, and down into the fence. That was very well timed. Ranatunga smashing it away down to backward point. He gets a little pat on the back from his partner, Samasikra.
Danny Morrison will like it even less now when he sees 37 against his name. He's in just his 6th over. And he really got a lot of bat on that, Ranatunga.
Ewan Chatfield's going to continue with the attack.
Well caught. Must have taken him time to pick that up as it flew off the outside edge of the bat down to 3rd man. Samasikra is gone, and Sri Lanka have lost their 6th wicket.
Samasikra, I fancy opening the blade a little, trying to slice the ball away over cover, but it went a bit finer than what he was looking for, and straight down Martin Snedden's throat. It's 6 for 139.
The new batsman out there, Ravi Ratnayaka. Chatfield's wasting no time. He knows that they're getting close to the time where they may not get in their full 43 overs. That frightened hell out of Chatfield. I don't know what it did to Ravi Ratnayaka.
I think he did exactly the same as I did here in the commentary box. I think he ducked. I think it's your instinctive reaction. But he lost it on the way over there somewhere. He's got a bit of a whirlwind action, Ewan Chatfield, and it went out the back instead of out the front.
Well, that's unlucky. Just about the unluckiest way you can get out. Ravi Ratnayaka hit that beautifully straight down the ground. Chatfield, in trying to field it, just got the fingertips to it. Ranatunga has run out. That is bad luck for Sri Lanka.
Probably double bad luck, because a good fieldsman probably would have stopped it. Ewan Chatfield is not the best fieldsman in the New Zealand side. He wasn't able to grab it, which I think he was trying to do. Deflected it onto the stumps, and it's 7 for 142.
Guy de Alves is the new batsman. Stocky right-hander, strong player.
This Ranatunga, very unlucky. That ball was beautifully struck by Ravi Ratnayaka, smashing it back down the ground. Ewan Chatfield wasn't able to grab it. The umpire didn't have time to get into position, but fortunately for umpire Robin Baylesh, he was able to see that Ranatunga was still out of his ground, and it became a simple decision.
Good catch. Splendidly caught. He's already produced a run out today, out in that mid-wicket area. Ken Rutherford has taken the catch there. Martin Crowe is the man who made the run out in the same position earlier in the day, and that is good cricket from the New Zealanders. 8 for 145.
I think he was just looking to push that away for a single. Rutherford made a lot of ground to take the catch. So Chatfield really doing some damage here in the late overs. It's 8 for 145.
Graham LeBroy. Don't start pressing buttons on the telephone. He's had a shave. Bearded Graham LeBroy has given way to the clean-shaven one. This is how the last man went.
Guy de Alves looking for a single on the onside. Instead of that, he gets a bit of the front edge of the bat. And Ken Rutherford anticipating well there. I think he was moving across, probably looking to cut off the single originally. Then he saw the ball in the air and took a marvellous diving catch.
Hits that cover drive and off drive magnificently, Ravi Ratnayaka. It's 8 for 155.
Hadley, 8 overs, 1 maiden, no wicket for 16. Giving good support to Chatfield, who has 3 for 27 after 9 overs. He's got this one away, finds the gap. And that's 4. That's excellent batting, Ravi Ratnayaka, taking on Richard Hadley in his final over.
He's been looking at this area all over. There's no one right at mid-wicket on the fence. There's a backward square on the fence, and a deepish mid-on, but that is the vacant area, and he got it right in the middle.
Hadley's final delivery today. Gets a top edge, that'll race away. Chatfield comes around. Very good over for Sri Lanka. 9 runs conceded, 8 for 164. So time now 2:27. Umpires calling time after 39 overs. Sri Lanka 8 for 164.
Oh, great Yorker, right through him. And it couldn't have been more accurate. It's hit the middle of middle stump. Look what shaving the beard off does for Graham LeBroy.
Gave him the 2 outswingers. Then he gave him the in-swinging Yorker, aimed right at his feet. Rutherford fails again. Bowled as clean as a whistle by LeBroy. Was well up, was close to the stumps. Stuck back in, took the middle stump. New Zealand, away to a bad start, did a fine piece of bowling. One for one.
The situation here at the Gabba, the game was reduced to 43 overs because there was rain this morning. We didn't get underway until 11:16 local time. New Zealand then only got through 39 overs. There was a further halt through rain, 15 minutes, but still New Zealand were very slow in getting through their overs. So it's 39 overs now to be bowled by Sri Lanka. 4 bowlers can bowl 8 overs and 1 7. Nicely struck there by Andrew Jones. Just makes the boundary, even though the outfield's quite slow here.
If you're going to swing the ball, you must bowl half volleys. That time, Andrew Jones played the perfect off drive. If you're going to look for the outside edge, you hit that on the up. That wasn't a bad delivery by any means, a fine shot.
Acting captain for New Zealand today, John Wright. I think he was pretty pleased when he won the toss this morning. That's beautifully hit. John Wright has decided he's not going to fiddle around just chipping him over mid-wicket. He's going to go the whole hog and put him right over the infield.
He's picked it up. Hit with the swing. One bounce over the fence. Well played, John Wright. Beautifully timed shot.
Hit that one a fair distance. And once again, one bounce and it crashes into the advertising hoarding.
John Wright's a typical left-hander in form. He loves the ball around about leg stump. But he's timing it so sweetly. Under and over. Crash into the sign. It's a big hit. So Ratnayaka just straying onto John Wright's leg stump and paying the penalty.
Once again, John Wright goes over mid-wicket. And I think Ravi Ratnayaka's got to think about trying to get one to go the other way, go towards the slips.
Leading from the front, John Wright, taking the attack up to Ratnayaka. Over the infield and well placed.
It's going to be Ramanayaka. Ramanayaka coming from the Vulture Street end.
It's got him. He's out, caught in the gully. Smashed that one away. Arjuna Ranatunga catches them when they come to him. You haven't seen him make many mistakes with catches. That was well done. Short ball, and Wright wouldn't be very happy with that one.
Johnny Wright doing just about everything in the right manner. He hit that pretty well, but what a good pair of hands, Ranatunga. They either stick or they pop out. Nice soft hands. New Zealand now 2 for 43.
Martin Crowe is the new batsman. It'll lift these little Sri Lankans if they can remove him. Big appeal there for LBW. That wasn't far away. Perhaps just hit him outside the line. That one actually jagged back a little bit. It means it hit the seam and actually nipped back towards the right-hander. And there would have been a little flutter here for a second as Crowe looked up at the umpire. Might have been a little high too.
Tula Samasekara, the bowler. Well, what a shot. One bounce, two bounce into the 4X sign down there. A lot of vacant area in front of the wicket outside the 30-metre circle. Crowe straight out of the textbook. decides to hit the ball in the air right from the moment he picked up the bat. There's no way known this wasn't going high and hard over mid-wicket. The boundary coming. That's a good sign. See Martin Crowe now maybe moving up the gear into overdrive.
Just hooked that one away down towards square leg. And that's 4. Very good shot. Played with plenty of force. 2 for 61. 2 for 68. To take up the commentary now, Richie Benno and Doug Walters.
Some lovely stroke play going on out there at the moment. Ball is being hit very, very hard. Great power shown by both Crowe and Jones, who have been the outstanding batsmen for New Zealand so far this summer.
So New Zealand going along quite steadily, just a little in front, as we see what Sri Lanka were at the same stage.
Arjuna Ranatunga bowling little gentle medium paces.
He's made up for it this time because that's got the outside edge and that's gone through to the keeper. Andrew Jones is on his way. 29 runs on the board. New Zealand have lost their 3rd wicket for 78.
Like a thick edge there. Finish up being a one-hand stroke. Ranatunga is struck. Cole Timmins gives him out. And it's 3 for 78. The Sri Lankans have to take wickets. New Zealand are well up with the required run rate in this reduced overs match. Deepak Patel is the new batsman and Arjuna Ranatunga to bowl. Can't have anything cut or guided or deflected finer than that.
We've almost had the figures there of 2 for 6, but instead going all the way through to the boundary, and is 1 for 10 instead of 2 for 6. That ball not quite carrying to the Airways. Manika, the bowler.
That's the way to do it if that's what he's looking for. Deepak Patel misses out again. Manika is in there, chipping in with a wicket. And Sri Lanka are just edging their way back into the game now. They've got to keep taking wickets. They haven't got many overs to play with.
We saw Deepak Patel letting a ball go from their last over. It being called wide. He's opted to play at that one. He's got the outside edge. And he's been caught by Ranatunga. And New Zealand have lost that wicket that Sri Lanka have been looking for. They're 4 for 90.
Tony Blaine comes in, right-hander and a player of character. He's batted well in the matches in which we've seen him so far this summer.
Gully's making a change. Going to be Graham LeBroy to come back into the attack. Beautifully played. He's a fine young bat. He's a goer.
The crowd enjoying that, there's no doubt about it. They've seen some elevated shots off the toes. Johnny Wright played a couple. Martin Crowe, Ranatunga, Aravinda de Silva. They don't come much better or firmer than that shot. Beautifully struck off the toes. A half volley Midland leg, you can't bowl them at a good player. And it must be a good feeling to get that one off the middle of the bat so early in an innings.
That's well struck. There's a man out there, but it's going to go way over his head, misjudged, and bounces over the fence. Tony Blaine, a very sweet timer. The outfielder ran in some 5 or 6 metres. The umpires are either good eyesight, but they're talking about a 6.
Well, there's no way knowing that was a 6. I think Girasinger was perhaps at fault a little bit there, because he was in there a little bit too far, but certainly discrepancy. 4 runs is the call. Cross of the arms means no 6.
How could he call that 6?
I can't answer that, Bill, because it bounced in front of the fence. Let's have another look at it. Watch it again. Up and under. The ball's in the air. It's up there like a satellite. Certainly didn't clear the fence. There's one bounce. Hit the top of the fence and over. The junction between the little white picket fence and the high one may have caused a problem, but no doubt. The target for the New Zealanders, 164 runs. Scored by Sri Lanka. They need 165. There we are, just 43 runs required, under 4 and over.
Got him, a slow delivery, a beauty. Slow Yorker, Blaine hit over the top of it, into the stumps, just when they needed a wicket. Arjuna Ranatunga, change of pace, deceives Blaine, bowls him as clean as a whistle.
Sri Lankans certainly needed something special to happen. And that's a very fine delivery. The Yorker, the swinging Yorker, underneath the bat, hits the stumps, over they go. Little roly-poly Ranatunga has success. Tony Blaine out for 17 and a run a ball almost. New Zealand now 5 for 122 in the 29th over.
27 runs to get now. 7.1 overs. Straight down the ground. That'll be cut off. Hadley will come back for the second, as indeed will Martin Crowe, and that's close. He's given him out. He's got him. Crowe doesn't think he's out. He doesn't realise the umpire said good night, Charlie. He can't believe it. And what's more, he's having a little word with the umpire there. He really thinks that was a bad decision. Well, you don't often see Martin Crowe getting really upset. Umpire Baylash is down at the Vulture Street end, and I tell you what, Martin Crowe gave him a real verbal blast just after he looked around and saw that he was given out.
It was a very good piece of fielding, excellent return right over the top, and well taken by the bowler, Graham LeBroy.
So umpire Robin Baylash down at the Vulture Street end, involved in a little bit of a conflict. Well, not so much in his part. He gave it out because that's the way he saw it. But Martin Crowe certainly didn't enjoy it. Let's have a look at this. The bail's off there, and I would say he's fractionally out of his ground. Head down, really full stretch. And he's not very happy about it.
Martin Snedden is the new batsman. He is back from a back injury. He injured himself at practice down in Hobart, recovered from that now, and he comes in at the fall of the 6th wicket. Sri Lanka have kept themselves in the game by taking wickets, and they're going to have to keep on with that ploy. Certainly they're going to need to get rid of Richard Hadley. The grey line there is the New Zealand line, and they're about on par there now, and it's thanks to those couple of wickets there that they've got back into it.
Ravi Ratnayake is going to continue. The game has got down to a situation whereby 17 runs are needed in 4 overs. He's got that one away beautifully to square leg. One bounce onto the dog track.
Yes, it was getting to the stage where it looked like they might do what they did in Adelaide, where they sort of crept up on the target, suddenly found themselves in trouble, New Zealand, when they lost a couple of wickets. And I think that Martin Snedden decided that there was going to be none of that here at the Gabba. Let's make sure of this win. Let's make sure of our spot in the finals of the Benson and Hedges World Series Cup competition.
Well, that's gone high and deep down towards deep mid-wicket. The no ball was called. One bounce again into the fence. Snedden beginning to open his shoulders to anything short, and Hadley a little bit disturbed about this, once again going down the wicket to have a chat to him.
I don't think that the call made a lot of difference. I think Martin Snedden has decided that anything that's a fraction short is going over mid-wicket. Pretty good placement, actually, because Guru Singha was around about that spot.
Into the gap, down to the boundary, I'd say. Nice timing this time from Hadley. On the back foot there, finding the gap and timing it well. So another 4, 6 for 161.
They've got 3 overs to produce 1 boundary. And it looks to me like they're pretty keen to get it over and done with. It's very dark out there. A few black clouds around. I don't think they want to take the risk of anything silly happening. A thunderstorm. Let's get it over and done with and get the points on the board. Shout there from Aravinda De Silva. Udugali has got the field up. They're all inside the circle. Richard Hadley on strike. Score 162. They need 3 for victory. And 2 points, and that will guarantee them a spot in the finals. Get a leg by. "37 overs have been bowled. New Zealand need 2 for victory." Ravi Ratnayaka bowling to Hadley. Shouts of catch it, but it's going too quick for Graham LeBroy. And victory there to New Zealand. That puts them into the finals. So Richard Hadley thumping the winning runs there for New Zealand. And they are now assured of a spot in the finals along with Australia.
This has been another presentation of Nine's Wide World of Sports, your Winter Olympics network.